So, welcome to all the students present over in the session. In today's lecture, lecture number 6, we are going to discuss about the topic, that is material management and need for inventory control. So, before going into the topic, the understanding of the material management is that we all know that the material means normally are of three areas as such, that is raw material, work in progress and the finished goods. All this are said to be as the materials as such, unless it is there with the suppliers and unless it is there with the customers. Other than that, we all in between that we call that is a material as such. Okay. Now, the purpose of material management, why it is so important for managing the material? Because if you take in case of a production organization, the crores and crores of rupees are being invested in stocking the inventory, as such. So, instead of stocking that inventory, if you handle that inventory very effectively, then there is very much possibility of reducing the cost per product manufacturing. There is very much possibility for reducing cost per product manufacturing by better handling of material management. Okay. We understand that material management cannot be avoided. That means, in production organization like the plant, right, like Visakhapatnam steel plant, you cannot avoid the inventory, you cannot do the without the existence of the inventory as such. That means, inventory has to be available in the organization, right, inventory has to be available in the organization. In case, right, in case of the other type of manufacturing, for example, if you take automobile manufacturing, there is a possibility for manufacturing, right, without the existence of inventory. That means, or minimum inventory, we can do the manufacturing of automobile with a very less minimal of an inventory or even without the inventory. Now, such method is what is called as the just in time method as such. Now, such method is what is called as the just in time method, JIT, that is called as JIT, just in time. Now, this method, right, just in time method can be used by, right, by the manufacturers which are like automobile manufacturers, right. Now, this type of just in method, you do not have inventory at all, the total inventory maintained is 0. But in organization like steel plant, example, in case of steel plant, you cannot do the application of the inventory management through this process which is called as just in time. So, there are some organizations which need to have the just in time with the possibility of existence of just in time cannot be done. So, we need to have the material management concept and definitely the inventory will be there. So, we have to go for the control, we have to go for the inventory control. What better or what best we can control the inventory is the most important thing in the material management, As said that if you are stocking high quantity, that means, if the quantity is been increased, inventory is been increased to a high level, then what will happen? More maintenance cost will be there, right. So, more maintenance cost will lead towards what? Unit cost of the, right, unit cost of the product will be high. So, that is why we actually study or go through the concept of the material management for having a better understanding of the control of inventory. Now, under that, the first one, the material management is a function which aims for integrated approach towards the management of materials in an industrial undertaking. So, material management is a function which aims for what? Integral approach towards management of materials in an industrial undertaking. Whatever the industry we are working with, under that industry, the purpose of material management is to integrate the suppliers, the raw material providers, the distributors and the internal manufacturing machineries, everything, so that the handling of the inventory can be done more effectively. Second one, its main objective is cost reduction. The purpose of material management is only, most important purpose is the cost reduction and efficient handling of the materials at all stages and in all sections of the undertaking. So, how would you able to, or how could we able to reduce the cost reduction? Handling of the material in all the stages of the production, handling of the material in all the stages of the production with more better manner, then that means by having a better control system, inventory control system, we can reduce the cost and that finally leads to a better understanding. That means, we actually would be able to bring the cost of the production to a very less level by doing the application of material cost handling, efficiently handling of materials at all the stages and in all the sections of the undertaking as such. Now, third, its function includes several important aspects. Now, what the aspects could be? It is such as purchasing, storage, right, inventory control, material handling, standardization. Now, these functions are all related to purchasing the raw material, storing it and having the inventory and doing the maintenance. Handling is nothing but maintenance as such, and standardization is to make the process of the order how much we are supposed. That means, we may have a standardization of how much quantity we need to purchase, how much quantity we need to have in the storage, all those are what we come across in the standardization as such. A standardization, if it is established, the regulatory system of the maintenance will become very easy as such. Okay? But normally standardization, adopting a standardization becomes difficult in case of material management. Okay? For maintenance it can be adopted, for handling the purchasing of raw material and all it becomes difficult in case of standardization. Okay? Now, coming to the next one, it is materials management plays a significant role in controlling the cost and reducing the wastage in a manufacturing industry. So, by using the material management, we would be able to reduce the wastage to a large extent. By reducing the wastage to a large extent, the cost could be reduced to a large extent in the production process, by which the unit cost of the product can be brought down to a large levels as such. Now, coming to the last one, the most often 70% of the price of the goods are towards the cost of materials. So, what we could understand here, the cost of the product, suppose if a cost of a product is 100 rupees, out of that 100 rupees the cost of the material itself is 70% and the rest on wages, salaries, overheads and profits. It means material cost form a significant portion of the total cost. By this you can understand that what is the level of importance, right. Now, we may think that the cost expenditure done for the employees is what is high, or the cost expenditure done for the overheads or wages is what is high, but actually out of 100 rupees spent, right, out of 100 rupees spent for a product, right, if the cost of the product incurred is 100 rupees, out of that 100 rupees 70% of the cost is just because of the material. So, by this you can understand, right, by this you can understand that how much, right, how much stock we have it. So, if we are having 100 rupees as a product cost, right, 100 rupees as a product cost. Now, out of this how much? 70 rupees. 70 rupees is material cost. So, you can understand when 70 rupees is been taken for the material cost, now how much stock will be there in an organization for which we are supposed to do the inventory control. So, the importance of inventory control is very high, because handling of that inventory control effectively will reduce the cost, right, will reduce the cost to a large extent, by which the product cost can be brought down to a large extent as such. So, I am making you understand that out of 100 rupees, when the majority portion contribution is for material, the material has to be handled or material has to be managed in a most appropriate manner, so that the cost is being reduced to a large extent, instead of having an unnecessary required activities in handling those material. Okay? Right. Now, so the definition on material management, right, we will see the definition on the material management. Material management deals with controlling and regulating the flow of materials, regulating the flow of materials. So, what is that? Flow of materials in relation to changes in the variables like, what is that? Demand, prices, availability, quality and delivery schedules. That means, we as seen in the previous one, we cannot establish a standard in case of material management. Reason is that demand is not constant, right, demand is not constant, price is not constant, availability of the raw material is not constant, quality cannot be made constant, and because of all this the delivery schedules cannot be made constant. That means, regular delivery schedule cannot be made, right. This is the one where we have to regulate the flow of the materials. While we regulate the flow of materials, we need to face all these difficulties, right, because material management is nothing but regulating the flow of materials. Only when you are regulating the flow of materials, then only the material management can be done effectively. Regulating the flow of material management can be done effectively. Then when we are doing this, then we can do the handling of this material management effectively, by which, right, we need to have a concentration on the demand, we need to have a concentration on the price factors, we need to take the consideration of availability, we need to take the consideration of quality, and also all this will affect the level which is called as a delivery schedule. So, this all will have a regular changes, and by having a regular changes on all those parameters, in spite of that, we have to do the process of regulating the flow of materials. Okay? Right. That is why we are saying here, regulating the flow of materials in relation to the changes. That is, it is a change, this has a continuous change, they cannot be constant. Demand, price, availability, quality and delivery schedules cannot be made constant. They have a continuous changeover. According to that, the material management has to be made in such a very good regulating of the flow of materials, right. Now, that is the definition. Now, coming to the next one, that is the objects of the material management, minimization of the material cost. Objects, it is the objectives of the material management, where we have the first objective, it is to what? Reduce the inventory. The first and foremost objective is to reduce the inventory for use in production process and to develop high inventory turnover ratios. High inventory turnover ratios, that means, when you are reducing the inventory, for example, if I am producing 100 product, okay, assume that I am producing 100 product. Okay. Now, the cost incurred for storing the purchasing the 100 product inventory is, assume that it is 1 lakh rupees, right, 1 lakh rupees, right. Now, if I purchase the raw material required for this, if I purchase all the raw material at the initial stage itself, then I need to invest how much? 1 lakh rupees. Then I need to invest 1 lakh rupees at the initial state itself. Now, if I would split it, that means I am splitting it in the form of a turnover ratios, that is I am reducing the purchasing of the raw material. I am purchasing for every 10 products, I am purchasing for every 10 products. Okay. Similarly, how many times I am purchasing? I am purchasing 10 times, right. So, how many products I am purchasing totally? For 100 I am 100 products I am purchasing the raw material, but since I am purchasing at 10 times, right, since I am purchasing at 10 times, what is the amount I need to invest every time? Maybe, right, how much? 1 lakh divided by 10, it is approximate 10,000 near to that. That means because we are reducing the level, quantity level, when quantity is reduced, the cost could incur higher, but this 10,000 rupees is being the investment which is required, and this 10,000 I am rotating every time. This 10,000 I am rotating every time. How many times I am rotating? I am rotating this into 10 times, which is equal to, again it is becoming 1 lakh. I am increasing, right, into this is becoming 100 times as such. So, it is becoming 1 lakh. So, the reduction of this, right, the turnover ratio has been increased by this, turnover ratio has been increased by reducing the inventory, that is the first and foremost objective. Next, to procure materials of the desired, quality when required at lowest possible level cost, right, overall lowest possible overall cost. Next, to reduce paperwork procedure in order to minimize delays in procuring materials, right, to reduce paperwork procedure in order to minimize delays in procuring materials. Next, to note changes in the market conditions, it has to be noted regularly, the whatever the changes are happening and the other factors affecting the concern, right, because only this will have a better understanding of the materials management. We can handle that materials management more better when we are able to know the changes whichever has been happening. As seen previously, we are supposed to see what all changes. We are supposed to see the change with related to the demand, change with related to the price, change with related to the quality, change with related to the availability and also the scheduled times. That will make us to have a minimization of material cost. Now, next, the purchase, right, receive, transport, store materials efficiently. So, while doing this the materials management, what all we can do the efficiency level? Purchasing can be done efficiently, receiving of the raw material can be done efficiently, transport can be done efficiently, store materials can be also been done efficiently, that is storing of the materials can be done efficiently. Now, coming to the next one, to reduce cost through simplification, and standardization and value analysis. So, how do we reduce the cost? That is, the reduction of the cost will happen by simplification of the overall process and procedure, standardization of that and value analysis. Under the process of all this, we would be able to attain the level of the unit cost to an minimal level. And coming to the last one, to conduct studies in new areas, equality, consumption and the cost of the materials, so as to minimize cost of production, right. So, the ultimate goal of the material management, the need for the inventory management is reduce the cost of the inventory. By reducing the inventory and finally, this will lead towards the making the overall production cost lesser. Okay. Now, if you see this, right, the most foremost is inventory should be reduced. Inventory to be reduced. First one. After that, handling of that inventory. Handling of that inventory. Handling of that inventory. And by doing this, production cost per unit becomes less, right. So, most the process for handling the material management or the need for the inventory management control is inventory to be reduced first and foremost. The reduced inventory should be handled in the most effective manner, handling that inventory in the most effective manner. By that, the overall production cost per unit will come down. The production per unit will come down. That is what the ultimate purpose of the materials management is, right. So, coming to the next one, functions of the materials management. Functions of the materials management, under the first one, we have materials planning and the programming. So, what we do? We do the planning of the materials, what all materials are required, and we also do the process of the sequencing of the material flow, that is what is called as programming, right. So, we do the identification of what all materials are required, and we do the identification of what all the materials or how the materials are all supposed to flow. Now, next to that, purchasing materials. All the materials are, right, the second function, it is the materials, what are all the materials we are going to purchase, from where we are going to purchase, at what cost we are going to purchase, because we should not go with only one supplier or one or two suppliers. We need to look out for number of suppliers who can provide the product, that is raw material, at a least cost with the best quality. That is what we do in case of purchasing materials. After that, inspection of materials. So, the next function is inspection of materials, right. We do the inspection of materials. Next to inspection of materials, we classify and codify and standardization store. That means, inspection of materials, it is done, once the inspection of the material is done, that is, it is a good quality and not good quality. Not good qualities are being eliminated, or it is been made to be replaced with the good quality by the suppliers, and once it is done, the classified, that is the inspected materials are being classified, and it is been provided with certain codes to be stored in the stores as such. That is what is called as standardization. That is what is called as standardization. That means, it is the classified, it is then provided with a code, and after the code is been provided, then it is been standardized and it is been provided or deposited in the stores. Now, storage of the materials. So, once it is been placed in the store, then the maintenance of that materials are been started. That means, every day in the number of schedules, the person who is been engaged to that, to look out for the product, the raw material, how they are been placed, and whether there is an hazardous to that particular raw material, is all been done in the storage of the materials as such. So, once we have done the storage of material, issuing of the material, that means, issuing of the material will be mostly done on the basis of the first in, first out. That means, the one which we have stored at the older day, that stock will be liquidated out first. That means, most of the time in case of the storage, the product which is been the most previously stored in the storage unit will be taken away for the purpose of the manufacturing. That is what we do in case of issuing of the materials. Okay. Now, once the issuing is been done, it has to be mentioned in the time where and when it is supposed to be, and the documentation of that particular whole process carries on, where and when, who has taken that particular material, how much quantity they have taken, all those data are being mentioned as such. Now, next to that, main take of the proper inventory records and the materials receiving as such. Okay. Now, this of the proper inventory records, that means mostly the inventory records has to be maintained, right, perfectly. The inventory records has to be maintained perfectly, and those inventory records, after maintaining perfectly, all the materials which are being received also has to be entered or been maintained in the records as such. Now, these are all the functions of the these are all the functions of the materials management. We can see that the materials management definition, by the way, it defined as a comprehensive list of movable items, right, defined by a list of movable items which are required for manufacturing the products and to maintain the plant facilities in working conditions. So, a comprehensive list of movable items, all the one which are supposed to move from the storage unit, which are required for manufacturing the products and to maintain the plant facilities in a working condition. That means, you can clearly understand that all the products which are supposed to be made the plant to be in working condition, either it could be a production of a product, either it could be a maintenance of a plant, either it could be a maintenance of a machinery, or either it could be an overall facilities maintenance. All the products which are all been stored, those all comes under the inventory, and all those inventory are in the state which is said to be as a movable items. By having this movable items, we make sure that the working conditions are better as such. That means, the working conditions should be ensured more better only if the movable items are maintained regularly within the organization for the better purpose of making the plant facilities as such. Okay. Now, that is the definition. Right. Now, next to that, inventory control, right. We can see under the inventory control the statement, under the inventory control the statement, the first one, it is the systematic location, right, systematic location, storage and recording of the goods in such a way that, right, the desired degree of service can be made to the operating shops at a minimum ultimate cost. Minimum ultimate cost, right, inventory right, inventory control. The purpose or the purpose of the inventory control is the systematic location. That means, you need to place in a systematic location, storage should be in a systematic location, and recording should be in a systematic process of the goods, so that the person whoever has been taking the raw material or the inventory stocked at the storage unit should be able to easily take over, and finally, this is being done ultimately for the purpose what we call the minimum ultimate cost as such. Normally, this is not there for you, but still I am explaining. We call the concept of 5S, right, we call the concept of 5S, 5S. Now, they say that first one, the segregation, right. Second is sequence. Third, spick and span, spick and span, and fourth is standardization, and finally sustenance, right, sustenance. That means first one is a segregation, right, and the second one it is sequencing, and third is a spick and span, and the fourth is standardization, and fifth it is a sustenance, right. Now, what is this 5S is? 5S is the concept which ensures that the inventory control is very effectively been done, and this is the concept which has been implemented by the Japanese countries in almost all the manufacturing organizations. We can also this type of 5S control even in the manufacturing organizations of India also, right, because that will ensure the ultimate minimum, right, ultimate minimum cost in the inventory handling as such. Okay, right. Now, next to that, the objectives of inventory control. The objectives of inventory control under the first one, the inventory control objective to support the production department with materials of the right quality in right quantity at the right time and at the right place, right, for the right supply. So, you can understand here the actual first objective is what? Right quality. Second, quantity. Third, price, right. Third, it is time. Fourth, price, and the last one, supplier, right, supplier. So, these 5 factors are the most first and foremost of them: right quality, right quantity, right time, right price, and from the right suppliers. That is the first objective of the inventory control. Okay. Now, second, to minimize investment in the materials by ensuring economics of storage and ordering cost, right. You will come across this. We have two, one it is called as there are two parameters. One it is called as the ordering cost, order cost, and the next one it is called as the carrying cost, right. Now, these two costs are seen in such a way that now this is what is called as a total cost. This is called as a total cost. Now, this place is wherever the actual point is been connected. Now, this is what is called as EOQ, economic order quantity, and this is quantity, and this is price or cost, right. Now, this economic order quantity is derived, and that is the most important purpose for having the economics of storage, that is how much we are supposed to store, and in that how much is that we are supposed to order for a regular interval of order, so that we will get the better order or better kind of an economic order quantity as such. That is the second objective as such. Now, third, to avoid accumulation of work in process. Now, work in process, it is the stock between the manufacturing duration, it is the cost, right, it is the stock during the manufacturing process, that is after the raw material and before the finished goods as such, right, before the finished goods. In between we call that as a work in progress, right, we call that as a work in progress as such. Now, in this level, this has to be, that means this has to be reduced to a large extent. If we are accumulating it, the ultimate, the overall raw material has been, that means the inventory is in the form of an work in progress, which will again increase the cost of the overall inventory level as such. Okay. Now, next to that, to ensure of the cost by processing economic order quantities, we have seen how the cost has to be identified by identifying the economic order quantity. And next to that, to maintain adequate inventories at the required sales outlets and meet the market needs promptly, thus avoiding both exclusive stock or the shortage at any given time, right. And coming to the last one, to contribute directly to the overall profitability, that is the most important purpose of the inventory control, overall profitability of the organization. Okay. All right. So, coming to the next one, functions of the inventory control.